Now that the Epstein files are really pulling back that curtain and we're starting to see just how evil our government is, I think you might be able to handle the truth. But I'm sorry if I'm going to make you uncomfortable in this video, but I think the world needs to see this message. If you're not comfortable enough sharing it, I understand. But if you do, because we're at war right now, and whether you choose to acknowledge the fact that we're at war or we're not at war, actually, if you don't acknowledge it, you do yourself a disservice and you're most likely going to get killed. Once you wake up and realize we're at war and there's a small group of people that are trying to kill us all, specifically our children, it might be an easier pill to swallow, and you might realize that sharing this content and putting your freedom, putting your voice, putting your reputation on the line, at some point you have to draw a line. And if they're willing to do this to all of our children, what line aren't you willing to cross? Where is the line for you? So let me show you Lexi. Do you guys remember Lexi? She's a beautiful 17 or 18-year-old girl getting ready to graduate high school with the entire world ahead of her. And then she went to the doctor's office because she didn't feel good. And they realized that she was behind on her vaccine. So they said, you know what, Lexi? Let's give you the meningitis, let's give you the pneumonia vaccine, and let's get you up to date on your tetanitis. And you don't want to know what happened? Within minutes, her body had a horrible reaction to those chemical cocktails that they injected in this beautiful girl. And look what they did to her. So as you watch this poor little girl here on your screen, and you're really starting to ask yourself a lot of questions about the vaccines, about everything we've been taught, you have to understand that there is one group of people who is behind the creation of the COVID-19 vaccine. And this is exactly why I wanted to make this video for you, because it's not just the COVID-19 vaccine. It's all of the vaccines. And that's why they've taken over the medical industrial complex. That's why they've taken over our education system. That's why they've created this peer review system that allows them, once taking over our three-letter agencies like the FDA, they're able to pass and allow these chemical cocktails and these poisonous cocktails to be injected into your children, which is exactly why they have the immunity clause, and you can't ever press charges against them for you injecting your child, because they make it your choice. They force you and they convince you as the parent to inject your child with this chemical cocktail in some type of demonic satanic ritual. And you can't look at it in any other way. And you ask yourself, well, who was in control of the CDC during COVID-19 when the vaccine or when the virus broke out?
When COVID was being enacted, I'm going to read off the staff of who was in charge of this CDC. The director of the CDC was Rochelle Walensky, dual citizenship with Israel. She's a Jew. Deputy director of the CDC, Ann Shawalchik, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief of staff, Sherry Berger, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief medical officer, Mitchell Wolf, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC director of the Washington office. This is pertinent to the topic. We're talking about COVID, right? Yeah. This is pertinent to COVID. So I love you, Jennifer. Yeah, please. So director of the CDC of the Washington office, Jeff Rezek, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID czar, Jeff Zaints, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID senior advisor, Andy Slavitt, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Assistant of Health Secretary for Human Services for our country, the Assistant of Health Secretary, Rachel Levine, transgender, dual citizenship with Israel,
yes,
Jew.
I'm going to ask that you hold off, Christopher.
Ma'am, I'm almost done.
Mr.
Pfizer.
Wood, the chair has ruled that your comments are out of order. She's asked you to stop. The chair has...
You said Jew. There's nothing wrong with Jew. It's not derogatory.
Exactly. Okay, good. Keep on going. Head of Pfizer Vaccines, Albert Bourla, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Pfizer chief scientist, Michael Dostin, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Moderna chief scientist, Tal Zaks, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. BlackRock, everyone know BlackRock? BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. I said we're willing to sacrifice our ego, our reputation, and our lives. Yes, ma'am, and I love you, and I appreciate your patience. BlackRock President Rob Capitale, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. The CDC Chief Medical Officer of Johnson & Johnson, Joanne Waldstreicher, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Chief Medical Officer of Merck, Michael Rosenthal, dual citizenship with Israel.